Welcome back to Nittany Game Week. Stop me if you've heard this before. Penn State's Big Ten Conference opener is on the road. It's the 8th consecutive year, now 13 of the last 14 seasons. First stop, Champaign, Illinois, to face the Illini. Let's send it to our offensive and defensive coordinators on the program as the Nittany Lions take their show on the road.
Thanks, Todd. And on the road we do go. And let's start with Illinois' offense. As we look at it, not great numbers, 26.5 points a game, but 6.1 yards per play, which is 4th in the Big Ten. So they do make some plays. Now let's talk about who we want to keep our eye on as we look at talent. Luke Altmaier, transfer quarterback from Ole Miss, highly recruited coming out. Has the run and pass ability. The two running backs are really good. Rodney McCray, Penn Staters, remember from the 9 overtime game, had 142 yards. The freshman sat out last year. Isaiah Williams we'll talk about in a second. Let's talk about schematically. They have had trouble with pass rush, Tom, giving up 8 sacks in the first 2 games. They keep their tight end in, they'll keep the running back in, and that forces them to hold the ball up and take a look at that's a problem, right?
And one of the things is those sacks have come from just 4-man pressures. It's not like they're bringing extra people, and that's one of the things that really is going to be a problem for them in this game.
Yeah, Penn State will be able to gang up on those receivers if they keep people in to protect. Let's talk about the run quarter, what the quarterback gives you in the run game. Now, because of his ability to run, now you've got the zone read, which now gives them numbers in the box to block. This guy's unblocked, Tom. How much of a challenge is that for him?
Well, that's going to be the first big time that Penn State's faced a guy like this that can do all those different things, and he's pretty good at it. As you're going to watch, that he's really good with his feet.
Yeah, as soon as that end closes, he pulls it and goes. And again, Garrett Green at West Virginia gave him some problems in that too, so let's keep an eye on that. Now, next thing we want to move on to now is what they do with Isaiah Williams. We talked about him. Keep an eye on him Saturday. He's recruited as a quarterback. He's played quarterback. He's played running back. He's played wideout. Here's a wideout screen to try and get in the ball. They're trying to be really creative getting him the football, Tom. Here's the tunnel screen that I know you love seeing when you blitz.
I love the tunnel screen, especially when you got a great athlete like number 1 getting the ball in his hands. And I look for this game to be a spread game. I look for it to be a spread out game because I don't think they can handle Penn State 11 on 11. But I think they'll find a spot to get him one-on-one.
Okay, let's turn over to the defensive side of the ball. Last year was one of the top 5-10 defenses in the country. They had 24 interceptions last year, as you see at the bottom. That's not been the case this year. They're even in turnover margin, giving up a lot of points. But the quarterbacks they have played so far have all been running guys. So let's take a look at guys to keep an eye on. The 2 inside guys call themselves the law firm of Newton and Randolph. Newton was a second-team All-American last year as a defensive tackle. Really good players, both those guys. In the secondary, all new Scott Miles at safety is in his first year as a defensive back. Look for Penn State to take advantage of that. We talked about this veteran defensive line. You're going to see later in film how good they are with their hands. A lot of man-to-man, Tom. And where is that free safety over there? He's in the next zip code. He's not even out there 20 yards deep, so he's not a factor.
As you know, I'm not a big fan of that because you can't disguise with him back there. Everything's given away.
So let's take a look at what that means in terms of what they got to do. Here's a linebacker on a running back. Look for Penn State to get their running backs involved in the pass game. Also, maybe look for some wildcat because that's a problem for that kind of coverage. Let's go to the next one and take a look at now. Again, with its good guys inside, you'll see on this tape, they're really good with their hands. They get there. But if the quarterback can extend the play and throw downfield, that's a big problem for them in all the man-to-man. And if you look at this, Tom, shades of Drew Allar against West Virginia extending plays.
Exactly. And one of the things you made a great point on is eyes gone, quarterback can run the ball. And you know what that does when you get into that man free, and there could be some big plays.
Yeah, a lot of one-on-ones. Last one here before we go. Just, again, a lot of man-to-man, motion adjustments, pick up the blitz and make plays, and that's going to be important. Take a look at that video there, too. Get those guys coming inside. The running back does a good job. Offensive lineman does a good job, and quarterback gets loose. As you just mentioned, that's a problem.
Yes, when you don't have 11 eyes on the ball, that can be a big problem.
Yep, and hopefully a lot of problems for Illinois' defense and offense on Saturday.
No one wants to see another 9 overtimes between these two teams like the last meeting in 2021. And while the Nittany Lions always enjoy a large home field advantage with their massive crowds, they're excited and ready for road trip number 1.
I love playing on the road. Those games are the funnest. To be able to quiet a crowd and You know, we're excited for the opportunity, be the first away game. So, you know, we're always excited. And we're going to have the same mentality going into this week in preparation and all that.
I love road games. I'm excited to get on the road at Illinois. They're a good program, and you know, it's just different when you go on the road and you're traveling. It's, you know, it's a business trip, so we're going to treat it like that.
It's a big noon kickoff on Fox this weekend. We'll see if the Nittany Lions can get a good jump start in the Big Ten. Up next, our Impact interview. He guided the Nittany Lions to a national championship at quarterback and is one of the top broadcasters in college football. What's impressed Todd Blackledge about the Nittany Lions in the first 2 games? And don't forget to show us your pride by submitting your Nittany Game Week Pride picks on our website. Could be at the tailgate or rooting on the blue and white from home. The kids, the pets, we want to see them cheering on the Nittany Lions. Send us your Pride picks at NittanyGameWeek.com.